The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors. Lighting for ECAT production provided by the Avery Lee Williams Family Foundation.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. We are moving through March. It's a beautiful afternoon out there. It's a little hazy, but it is mild. And I have an awesome guest today. She's a lovely person from Dearborn, Michigan. She was a friend of somebody I interviewed a while back. She's actually going to play a song for us. We're going to hear, well, put it this way. It's on YouTube, and we're going to hear her and see her performance about halfway through the show. And then we're going to talk to her and find out what she does. And she's kind of an interesting person. She looks kind of bohemian in her own way. We're going to talk all about that. But of course, before we get to her, got to read these incredible underwriters, and then we will commence per usual. So we have European Auto Sales in Whitman. We have Hairway to Heaven, Family Hair Salon in Norwell. We have Kingston Auto Body in Kingston. We have Fun Factory in Bridgewater. Great to have them back. We have One Good Credit in Brockton. We have Lynch's Towing Auto Cycle and Truck Center in Brockton. One number for towing, one number for projects. My pal Lynchy there is always in search of scrap metal, wheels, anything to do with transportation. He handles it all there in Brockton. We have Vineyard Farm in West Bridgewater. We have Pal's Driving School in Middleborough, setting up classes for June, July, and August. Better get on that website. We have Diesel Plus Unlimited in Whitman. Diesel Plus Unlimited in Whitman. We have Carver Jewelers, Ronald Darwin, Lion Delano Goldsmiths on Route 58 in Carver. We have Doggy Boutique, all breed professional grooming for dogs and cats, run by my great next door neighbor, Debbie Siddell in Brockton. We have Grant's Rental in Bridgewater. We have X-Drive Motors Incorporated in West Bridgewater. We have Mulberry Frozen Yogurt in Raynham. We have Eli's Auto Care in Taunton. We have Countertops Express in North Attleboro, experts in the installation and removal of quartz and granite. We have RW Carpet and Flooring in Norton, covering floors for 50 years. We have Haven Psychiatric Services right here in the building in room 211. We have Evan Young Realty, that's my brother, the realtor, and we have Joe's Diner in Taunton. And I want to thank you guys very much. And now it's Ashleigh Roberts Mills, is that it? With a hyphen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And well, when I found you on Facebook, I saw are you a YouTuber as well, just like Troy is?
Yeah, I used to be a lot more active on YouTube, and I took like quite a hiatus for a while, but I'm getting right back into it now.
Good. And well, an opportunity for both of us then, because this is the way it should be. For
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Okay. And you're also you help people too. You work at a convalescent home, do you as well?
I worked for quite a long time, like in the home actually. I did like home health aid work.
Okay.
So I had a lot of clients that generally just needed someone to promote their independence. So I would come into their home and do things medically for them, as well as just like take them to appointments and take them to like gatherings with their families, or just like things that they wanted to do, get grocery shopping done,
Interesting.
move
Okay,
on
because
with
I used to
life.
do the same. I used to do the same kind of work. But are you certified as a home health aide as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you got a degree. Is that something you had to get at school or college?
Yeah, it's a certificate program actually. You don't have to be a full-on nurse or anything like that, but it's very rewarding. It's I don't know.
Oh,
Sometimes people do have full-on like bachelor's degrees, because they do require nurses and people with various degrees and various levels of education to manage the entire business. But then
okay.
there's some of us at the bottom doing the more of the grunt work, the hands-on.
Okay. Well, do you have a college degree, and if so, from where for what you do?
I went to the University of West Georgia, and as far as my CNA stuff, it was through a small school called Advanced Health Career Center in Carrollton, Georgia. My actual degree that I was working on was in forensic psychology, though. So I was doing a BA in psychoanalysis, and then I was doing my master's in forensic.
Okay. Well, did you want to,
Yeah.
well, all right. Do me a favor, push your phone up a little, your head, there you go. I want to see the top of your head, it's pretty. There you go, much better. Okay. So why did you want to go, it sounds to me like maybe you had an idea of possibly working in the psychiatric field. Is that possible? Is that what you were thinking about?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was my initial goal in the past.
Okay, did you ever do that, or are you still considering it? I mean, you're still young yet. I know how old you are.
Oh, yeah, I'm
You don't
definitely
look your
still
age at all, by the way.
considering it. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I'll be 35 this year.
I
No,
know.
I'm definitely very much into going back to school. I suppose a lot of it was just like relocation. Quite honestly, a lot of my credits got cut off because I was so scattered trying to find out my major. I got into various degrees. I did an associate's in technical communications, and then I got my cosmetology degree, so I was doing hair on the side while I
Okay.
was doing my psychology stuff too.
Oh, it sounds like you wear many hats, including the one you got on
Oh
now.
yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So, all right, let's talk about what you did as a child, because that's what I like to do with every guest. Tell me about your childhood. You're in Dearborn, Michigan, right?
I'm actually in Lincoln Park, which is not far from Dearborn.
Okay, yeah, I had a
It's
shrink from
just around the
Dearborn. He was a
corner.
great guy, but I don't see him anymore. When he raised his rates to 250 for a 50-minute session, I got well in a hurry after 13 years. But I mean, that's okay. I mean, he did for me all he could. All right, so is that where you grew up? Is that where you grew up, in Lincoln Park, Michigan?
I grew up in Dearborn and Royal Oak, Michigan, and then around like 15 I moved to Georgia with my mom. And I suppose I consider somewhere between that age where in Royal Oak, Michigan and Carrollton, Georgia was where I consider like
Okay.
my child aged.
Well, all right. Why did you move to Georgia? So you're sort of half Southern Belle now.
Hmm. I guess it was just to be closer to my grandfather at that time.
Okay. Uh,
So we spent a good like 10 years down there and it was pretty nice.
And how old were you when you moved back and forth? Like I mean, you single digits?
I was 15.
Oh, 15. Okay. All right.
Hmm.
When you were now, when you now you today, you sprung something really cool on me. We're going to hear, like I said, one of your songs. How long have you been playing music for?
I have been playing music pretty much my whole life. You asked about my childhood. I started out in musical theater very young. My mom and everyone was very supportive of that. So I started out just wanting to do theatrical work. I'm not the best dancer, but I started playing instruments as soon as I could get my hands on them. I really got serious with it more around the age of like 12, I would say. My dad got me my first guitar when I was like 7 or 8 years old, though.
Wow. Okay. So I mean, did you do it in school at all when you were in high school or before that? I know you said you did it
Oh
young
yeah.
when you were 7, but did you ever like enter a talent show, or did you perform live somewhere?
Yeah, I did every talent show and every school year. I did all of the school productions and everything. We did my mom helped me arrange a lot of like contests and stuff outside of school too. So it was a lot of productions within as well as more local stuff. Like I was more involved with the Baldwin Theater in Royal Oak and other local stuff going on at the same time. I was just always doing something.
Okay. You say theater? Did you done acting as well?
Yeah,
Well, tell me about
in
some
the
of your acting
past,
projects.
it was more so like as a child and stuff. I know that we got me into like productions of Wizard of Oz. I did Annie a few times.
Okay.
Just whatever was going on locally at the time.
I got to ask,
I
when
didn't
you were in The
care if I
Wizard of
had a big
Oz,
role, I just wanted to be involved.
The Wizard of Oz is a classic. So what was your role in The Wizard of Oz? I'm just curious.
Oh, Munchkin.
You're Munchkin? Okay. I can see that. I wouldn't have said it out loud because I wanted to hear it from you. I wouldn't have wanted to say anything that you might have found, kind of like off-putting. So I just wanted to ask you what your
No.
role was. But okay, I can see you being one of the Lollipop Guild, right?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to be involved in anything I could when I was younger. If
That's
they got me in it, I'd be into it. I'd be happy to be on the chorus.
okay. You're an outgoing person, and you like being involved in stuff. You don't like not doing anything.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, all right. Now, how long have you been doing this? Helping people in their homes and stuff, health stuff. How many years you been doing that for?
That I did for about 10 years. I'm not doing it currently because I had a bunch of health stuff going on since the pandemic, but
Oh, okay.
it was extremely rewarding for me.
Oh, okay. I'm sure it was. Yeah. Well, what are you currently doing as of now? What's in your bucket list?
Quite honestly, I'm just trying to get back to life and do my music and do my thing. I found myself like kind of permanently disabled, so I'm trying to get out of being down about health stuff
Oh,
and
really?
do what I can do to just make myself happy again.
I understand. Yeah, music is a great way to do it. Okay. Now
Mhm.
this song we're going to hear. That's something you wrote. You write your own stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Have you ever been in a band or been on the radio or on TV in your area?
I've never been on the radio. I've been in quite a few bands. I used to play a lot of metal music
Okay.
when I was living out towards Carrollton, Atlanta, in Georgia.
Okay.
I used to play bass and I used to do a lot of like backup vocals for that. As far as I did perform solo with my friend Morrison a lot for a while, where it was more of a folk project though, my
What
solo
project,
work, which is like
folks?
like a Southern Gothic, like folk music
Folk
type
music.
thing.
That's what I thought you said. Okay. All right. Well,
Hmm.
was that what you say your genre is, or is it more diverse than that?
I would say it, yeah.
Okay.
It's somewhere between like folk, pop, art, alternative, something somewhere in there.
Okay.
Whatever I'm feeling that day, I guess.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, you write. You write for your mood. Do you write about stuff?
Mm.
You write your songs about things that happen to you specifically, or things that you just think about that. Well, you know what? We don't. We'll find out. We'll find that out later when we hear the song. We're going to hear it in a couple of minutes. We're almost halfway through the
Okay.
show. Okay. So now you have a son, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and what is he like? How old is he?
9 years old.
9. Okay. So you got
Mm.
you got a good family life thing going, right? Married with a child.
Yeah, we've been married for 7 years now.
Wow.
Hmm.
Okay. That's great. I mean, yeah, lucky you. There's nothing wrong with finding the love of your life and and having a child. Most of us, I haven't done that yet, and I'm 65, so I don't know.
Right.
I don't know how that's ever going to happen. Well, time will tell. I like to think that what I'm doing now is if anything's going to get my foot in the door, in the love department, doing something like my show, might be it. It might not be. All right, now, all right, we're about halfway through the show now. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch Ashleigh's video. What's the name of that song? Smooch?
Hooch,
Oh,
like the
Hooch, not Smooch.
Chattahoochee.
Okay, not Hooch, like the stuff that you used to like the stuff I used to smoke that I don't anymore.
Right?
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna watch the video. We're gonna come right back and discuss it. So stay tuned and enjoy it, and then we'll come back and talk about it.
All right, y'all. This is some new shit I've been working on called Hooch. Sometimes when I miss myself, I want to lay down on the ground. I'm a cunt when there's too much sound. Bitch, what could make it better? Don't on the hooch. Don't on the hooch. Do you hear the water? Do you hear the winds? Do you hear what I hear? Let yourself go and let yourself in now. Do you hear the water? Do you hear the winds? Do you hear what I hear? Let yourself go and let yourself in now.
'cause I can't feel my face. Those eyes are mine that meet my gaze. I scream at them, so filled with hate. Prove that this is real. They say go sit on the hooch. Take a deep breath and take in all your thoughts and release them. Taking the current, never stopping for relief, and put a foot in and forget the shit at dawn on the hooch. Do you hear the water? Do you hear the wind? Do you hear what I hear? Let yourself go and let yourself in now. Do you hear the water? Do you hear the wind? Do you hear what I hear? Let yourself go and let yourself in now.
Oh, Ashley, that was great. Tell us what we just watched.
Well, this was a song that I wrote called Hooch.
Okay.
While writing it, I really just was thinking about what I needed to do to like take a step back in my life and just do for me again. And it took me back to a time where I was spending a lot of time on the river and just getting out into the middle of the water and taking a breath and looking around me was the best thing I could do for my mental health. It's easiest to like forget everything and forget life and just be happy and in the moment.
Well, now, did you
And
write the
that's
song?
what this song is about.
Oh, did you write it in Georgia?
I did not write it in Georgia. I wrote it here in Michigan.
Okay.
I guess just missing the river life.
Okay. Well, when you said river, I'm thinking, do you have a good river where you are? Do you have a nice river in your neighborhood?
We have the Detroit River.
Well, that's kind of polluted. I hear a
So,
lot of the auto fumes and stuff.
people do like kayak and stuff on it, but it's not this it's not the
It's not something
different
you'd
like
want to swim
country
in.
world that it is down there.
I
Yeah.
understand. Okay. Now listen. I mean, I wonder if this. I'm going to ask you. Now, you're a pretty girl. Have you ever done any modeling before?
I have not, no. I've been asked like in the past, I suppose, back in high school, but I guess down where I was, it wasn't. I have a very niche appearance. I have a lot of tattoos, and it wasn't something people were into for a long time.
Yeah, I understand. It's true. I mean, if you're gonna, but I can see you modeling possibly, I don't know, maybe for a punk rock magazine, something like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the earring in the nose and the nose ring and the earrings and everything. Unless that's your earpiece for the show, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But I'll tell you what, it makes a good fashion statement. You can't.
Thank you.
I always say everything.
I do have an earring going on too, but yeah, got a little.
Oh yeah, I can see that. All right. Yeah. Have you ever traveled at all? Have you ever been, ever gone abroad or anything besides if you're around the country for any reasons?
I have when I was again did a lot of stuff as a child, I would say as a teenager. When I was 15, I did a foreign exchange thing where
Really?
I went with yeah,
Well,
I
cool.
went with a choir. So I was one of their first sopranos, and we went to France, Germany, and Belgium and sang around there for like 2.5 months.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I
Yeah,
got to sing in Notre Dame, so that was real cool.
Wait a minute, that was before it burnt down and then they had to rebuild it, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, good thing you got there before it burnt down.
yeah. I'm like that was quite an honor to be able to say that I got to actually perform there at some point in my life.
Well, that's great. Okay. I mean, I'm looking at you when I look at people I interview, I try to glean from looking at them things they might, have aspired to do. And I had a feeling you did some traveling, and sure enough, it's not ESP. It's just
Right.
I just observe stuff, and somehow I base hypotheses on the observations. Okay.
You know how to talk to people, and yeah.
Not bad for someone with autism, which is and I'm pretty high on the spectrum too. But, yeah.
I mean, same.
Yeah, good. Okay. All right. No, I like that sweater you're wearing. Did you design it by any chance?
No, nah.
Okay. It's pretty. I like you coordinated your colors very nicely.
Thank you. It's OCD. I like matching.
There you go. Okay, I have tons. I have the worst OCD in the world, so I know what that's like. I love it. But speaking of that, do you draw or paint at all? Sculpt anything with that?
I don't. That runs in my family. I mean, you talk to my uncle Troy.
Oh, he's your
He's
uncle?
the sculptor. He's the painter. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I did not know
Um,
that. Cool.
that
Yeah,
that runs in my family, but I didn't get that.
you didn't get the talent? Yeah, I know that feeling. I didn't get it either. I've always hoped, when I was a kid, I was hoping I could be an artist too. I took art lessons in school, and then I went to, when we had a local art center in the city of Brockton, Mass, where I grew up and still reside now. And the guy that taught me art used to come around to our elementary schools to teach it, and then he had his own course. He was a really cool guy, but I couldn't develop the talent, unfortunately. I know how it is. You try it, and it's fun, and you
You
just
have
move
your
on.
own talents, though.
Yeah, you have other stuff. Exactly. You got your music. So as far as writing, as far as your music today, do you spend a lot? Do you write every day or regularly?
I'm getting back into it. I used to spend every single day, just all day, with music, and it's been a challenge for a few years now. But I've gotten back into the groove where pretty much every day I've been writing again, and I'm really excited to share what I've been working on.
That's great. I'm so glad you picked my show for that opportunity. So now, do you have your own podcast? Is that what we were talking about it earlier? You're a YouTuber. Do you have a current podcast? I know you said. I guess you don't. You had one, and then you took a break. But is that right?
Oh, I was doing not podcasting, but I was doing a lot of music on YouTube. So
Oh,
I would
okay.
take like requests for different covers and stuff, and I would just upload stuff like every few days.
Okay. Well, what about, have you ever done a podcast? Or if you haven't, are you considering possibly doing it? You probably should. It would be awesome.
I haven't, but I've definitely considered it. I don't know. I feel like I have a lot to say.
Exactly. You have a lot to say, and if you had great guests on like I do, you'd have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. So that's wonderful. So right now you're just sort of chilling, and doing your music, and is there anything else you do that's kind of worth noting here? I'm just curious that you want to mention. I just want to make sure we.
Um,
Do you cook at all?
Not really, not like
All right.
professionally or anything like that. I definitely I
What,
make food.
what about
I'm
sports? You play
vegan, so
sports?
I've had a lot of I do not, no.
You don't play?
I used to skateboard. I
I can
used
see
to
that.
skateboard.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. But what about? I mean, I got to figure, with your son and everything, he's got to have like a role model for growing up. How do you respond to that challenge?
I suppose he has his very individual needs and stuff, and he definitely he gets a lot of that met by his mom. He's very into building, and he is all about space and stuff. So
Okay,
he surpasses me on some of the intelligence. He can map out solar systems
that's
and
fantastic. Maybe we
stuff.
should get him on as a guest. He wouldn't be my youngest, though. I had a 5-year-old on once. Now she's 17, but we just shared a picture.
That's really cool.
Oh, I know. My age range is 80 years. My youngest guest was 5, and my oldest was 85. The oldest guest I had lived to be 95. He passed away 10 years after I had him on. That was 2 years ago. So it's always nice to be able to say that about the history. And when you have a
That's
podcast,
wild.
you have all kinds of cool facts that you build up as you go along that becomes part of the legacy of your show. And that's kind of what I've done for 15 years. And
Yeah.
so let's see. You were born in. You're gonna be. Are you 35 yet, or are you gonna be later this year?
Later this year in November.
November what? I could tell you what day of the week you were born on if you told me what day the date
Oh,
was.
the 4th.
Okay, it was a Sunday of 1990, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know I'm right because yeah. Okay, so you still got a ways to go. All right. Well, in the meantime, have you ever thought of maybe teaching music somewhere? Have you ever done that? Uh-oh, you're freezing up. What's going on? She's freezing.
Are you still there?
All right, there you go. Okay, you're back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Something tells me you'd be a pretty good
I've
teacher.
I've thought about it, but I haven't really gotten my foot in the door with it.
Okay.
I guess there's no reason I couldn't.
Yeah, you just have to look around. I mean,
I did do some assistant teaching before, just not in music.
what did you teach?
I did not university. I did West Central Technical College. I did assistant teaching for the cosmetology teacher, and I did assistant teaching for the psych department and the English department.
Wow. See, I'm glad I'm asking these questions because this is stuff about you I didn't even know.
I'm just scattered. I'm all over the place. I've done a little bit of everything, I suppose.
Well, listen, Ashleigh, you did a great job. We're now within the final 5 minutes of completing the show. I hope you had fun talking to me.
Yeah, no, you've been a hoot.
Oh, good. Okay. So what I want you to do in the remaining time is like give shouts out to people that are going to see the show because a lot of people are, and then we'll wrap the show up with my snap and the way we began it.
Okay.
But just condense them. And then the people that you don't get, they'll know you mean them, even though you didn't mention them. You start with your family if you want. The people that you don't mention, they'll still know. They'll know you're reaching out to them. You know, shouts out.
Oh, shout outs.
Shout outs, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to my mom, to my uncle for giving me this opportunity. He did a fabulous job with you, and I'm so proud of everything that he's been doing lately. My family and everyone that's just been a support to me, you know.
Great, okay. All right, now do you have anything, just curious, do you have anything coming up that you want to mention that might be, that's important? If not, that's fine, but I ask every guest that before we wrap the show up to make sure that we cover everything.
I mean, just keep an eye on my YouTube and I'll be releasing songs. I only have this one out so far, but I have a new project coming up. Just keep an eye out.
Okay. Now, do you have an agent at all for your music? Or have you ever? Or would you ever if you haven't or if you don't?
I believe I believe I've dabbled with it as a child as far as like theater goes, but I haven't had an agent since I like really, really little.
Okay, so you basically represent yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, look, if you know anybody that you think might be a good guest for my show, you got my digits. Have them contact me. We'll get them on either by in person or by Zoom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want to get I get a lot of guests from word of mouth now, and I think that if you could find me more guests, it seems like the Midwest has become a pretty good stronghold for Topic Time Nation. Obviously, with your uncle and some of the other people I've interviewed out there that are part of the WATP crew. You're part of that too, aren't you?
Yeah. I mean, if you want a bunch of bizarre musicians, I have a pretty extensive list from networking over the years.
Well, that's great. If you can send me the list, text it to me. I'll be happy to call these people up and try to get them on as guests. As long as I have their numbers, that's all I need.
I'll ask around and see who's interested, but I'm sure no one's gonna say no to you, man.
I have no qualms about calling people. Even, I would do it at a reasonable hour. I wouldn't, do it like in the middle of the night or anything.
Right.
Okay. All right. No, they're just wondering. You look like you're very fit. Do you keep a workout? Do you work out every day? Keep fit, exercise regularly?
Quite honestly, I have neurological problems with my legs, so my
really?
upper body is pretty muscular in tone to like make up for it. I was pretty heavy for a little while, but
Wow.
I went vegan for health reasons, and since then I've just, yeah. I guess that's just my secret. I don't eat any animal products.
Me either. You're a vegan, right?
Yeah.
All right. High five through the screen.
Yeah, awesome.
Beautiful, awesome. Yeah, see, I'm glad to see this. This is things that sometimes it takes to the end of the show to get all that information out. But I'm so glad we did it because now, I figured there was a reason why you look so healthy, and that's the reason. And I know that as somebody myself who was heavy at one time until I turned vegetarian 43 years ago, I know what a big difference that makes. And I had no idea back until I did it.
Oh yeah, it can be the best thing you can do for your health. Like the amount of.
Right. Exactly. All right. Well, listen, Ashley, you did a wonderful job. So you ready to wrap the show up with the snapping?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to ask you one last favor before. Once we wrap the show up, will you stick around and my tech guy will take a pic of us for Facebook and I'll tag you in it.
Okay.
All right. All right, folks. Another great episode of Topic Time is coming to a conclusion. So get psyched for more reaching up and snapping out.
Lighting for ECAT production provided by the Avery Lee Williams Family Foundation.